Welcome to Subramani. This video is on the request of some MFDs because I stopped doing sales training long ago. So I just decided that how should a MFD plan his sales, or what should he do to plan his own retirement, right? So how do you plan your own retirement? You plan your own retirement by saying, okay, this much of income I need, this much of SIP I should do, this much of tax I will pay, and things like that. Now what you do to get clients is decide that you will do at least 10 sales in a month, right? 10 sales, whatever. Don't worry about the amount. Don't worry whether somebody is getting a 2000 rupee SIP or a 2 lakh rupee SIP. Either you put in terms of saying that I want so much amount per month SIP sales, or I will meet so many people and therefore I will do so many sales. So I've just picked a random number, so say 10. In a month you should do 10 sales. That should be your target. So 10 new clients or existing clients, new applications, which means he or she is increasing her commitment or his commitment towards you. So 10, does 10 sound good? I think 10 sounds great, simply because it means in a year you will add 100 clients, and that's not small, right? And after 3 years you are very likely to have 300 clients or at least 200 clients, assuming some leave and some. That is the maximum that you will be able to handle. So 10 closures a month could mean meeting 100 people in the first month, because assuming that your closure rate is 1 out of 10. If your closure rate is 1 out of 5, you need to meet lesser number of people, half the number of people. So if you have to meet 100 people in the first month, it means you have to meet 3 people a day, every day, including Saturdays and Sundays. If you say you will not work on one day of a week, you will just not do any sales effort. It means 100 divided by 25, assuming again the 1:10 kind of a ratio. What happens is, what kind of advice is this? This is dull, boring advice, like saying do your SIP. But if you stick to this, I know one IFA who says, if I have not spoken to 10 clients in a day, I will not go to the loo and I will not have tea. He actually does that. He is based in Mumbai. I don't want to name him. He actually would walk into his office and make those 10 phone calls every day to 10 different people. And he's been in business for, hold your breath, 27 years. 27 years into business, and he still makes those 10 calls a day. That is exactly what you should be doing. 10 sales a day, 10 sales a month. It doesn't sound like a very great number, but just like your SIP, it sounds dull and boring. So just lage raho, don't look for anything dramatic, but just hold on to that I will do 10 in every month. So one month if you don't do 10, then next month it becomes 11 if you have done only 9. So on an average you should be doing 100 sales in a year, right? So from where is this number? It is a random number. Maybe you close more than 1 out of 10. Maybe one month you did 12, maybe you did 14. That's fine. Next month you still need to do 10. The minimum number of sales that you will do in a month should be 10. Of course, if you have got bigger clients and you are doing bigger amounts, that's great, but don't worry about too much about size. First increase the numbers, and then quality and everything will follow, right? So if there is a client who is doing a 2000 rupee per month SIP, and choose your brain for a lot of services, you should be able to recruit people who will handle such clients, because you will have to concentrate on the clients doing 2 lakh SIP or 5 lakh rupee SIP, whatever. You choose what market you want, but having segmented your market, having said the 35-year-old guy in service living in the metros or the smaller metros, he is my client or she is my client, could be single, could be married, could be anything, and that whole family will buy products from me or buy my services, right? You should have that kind of clarity as to who is your audience, or fir lage raho, just chase that clientele. Make a list of people whom you have to call. That's not easy, right? I'm talking of 10 closures a month. For 10 closures, whatever the number that you have to meet, 20, 40, 80, 100, 125. In insurance, sales are more difficult, so you may have to meet a greater number of people, whereas Mutual fund sales could be much easier, so you would have to meet a few lesser people. But apart from all revenue targets, etc., I'm not even saying you should not have revenue targets and all that. Of course you should have revenue targets, but apart from everything, you should say 10 closures a month. Dull, boring 10 closures a month. This is just like your SIP. Definitely dull and boring, and definitely it will give you good results. After 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, what you could have done is you would have maybe recruited people, and you should have the same number target for everybody, saying 10 a month. It is as simple as that, and suddenly you will find that the whole organization believes in that 10 a month. Every salesperson of yours believes that they should close 10 a month. Then they will make all kinds of efforts. Maybe they will get one client to split the SIP into two. That won't work, because you're going to judge them by the number of clients that they have closed, not by the amount of money that they have brought in. Of course, that is also important, that in a different matrix you will check, but this 10 per month, for that whatever is required, it could become like a slogan for you, saying 10 per month, 10 per month. Every Monday morning you sit down and say, last week we should have done 10 or 5 or 7, and we did 9 or we did 3, right? Some kind of a discipline gets built in, saying everybody in the organization knows that every month every sales guy has to close 10 deals. You could close 10 deals in a month, in 3 days, and then go for a 27-day vacation. That's your problem. Because you are a sales driven organization, you need to get more people committed. You need more people to commit their AUM to you or their services. Maybe you are an RIA, but if you don't build this discipline into yourself, the chances are you will say something like, oh, pandemic is happening, this is happening. In this pandemic, I see IFAs who are growing or MFDs who are growing. I see MFDs who are dropping out. I'm seeing both. I'm seeing more and more MFDs now working with their clients to make their will, improve their documentation, improve their line of thinking, right? All that is also happening. And there are some MFDs falling by the wayside, saying, no, I am not able to cope up with all this technology, I would like to shut down. Both are happening. You decide in which category you want to be. You cannot say, I want sales, but I will not put in the effort. Simple logic. If you don't put in the effort, you will not get business. If you don't get business, you will not have the enthusiasm to stay on, right? If you don't stay on, you will lose what you already have. So it's your choice, grow or perish, right? Thank you.